o'clock on October 14th, 2025. I ask you stand if you are able for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You guys have a chance to go over the minutes from September 23rd.
Yes.
Any issues, complaints, concerns?
Nothing from me.
Okay. I make a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
Second it.
Motion's been made and second. All in favor? Alright. Motion passes. Alright, warrant number 8, expenses, $148,422.32. Checks in series 16138 to 16166. Receipts, gotta put a comma here, $170,960.40. Receipts in series 424 to 665. Percentage of 2023 real estate taxes collected year to date is 97.8%, staying the same. Percentage of 2024 real estate taxes collected year to date is 96.8, which I believe is an increase. And percent of 2025 real estate taxes collected year to date is at 5.9%. Alright. Which brings us to open session. Yes, sir.
My name is Jonathan Levitt, 92 Damon Road. I'm here tonight to ask the town to help us figure out how to address a campaign of harassment and terrorizing of my family. I come here tonight almost getting run off my road by my neighbor. I come here tonight to tell the town, as if some of you may already know, about what's happened to my family over the last couple of years, thanks to this campaign of our neighbors, including 48 cameras to survey and harass my family, multiple phone calls to Child Protective Services to try to report my wife and I for going on hikes without our 9-year-old daughter, dozens and dozens and dozens of calls to the animal control officer to try to get my dog euthanized or seized. Hundreds of calls to the Oxford County Sheriff's Office to file whatever they post about that day against us. I've been spit on by my neighbor. I've had the neighbors pursue us down the road. My neighbor's son has pursued my wife down the road.
Adult son.
Adult son has pursued my wife down. Another adult son has now threatened my life online.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't mean to interrupt you. You said they've made a claim online. Do you know what platform?
Yes, Facebook.
Facebook. So they made
It's been reported to the sheriff's office, and
The officer spoke with him directly and he said, yes, that is my intent. So he told the officer directly that that the death threat is legit.
we have
So the neighbor who made the death threat admitted to an officer.
it's the neighbor's
The son.
Son. I'm sorry, the
He
neighbor's
lives-
son. Okay.
Yes, adult son.
Adult son.
Okay.
He doesn't live at our home.
Okay.
Okay. They have 2 signs coming towards us saying my neighbor is a jackass. They've been there for 2 years. They had for the last 4 months. They've got a large middle finger.
Flag, a big
Flag.
middle finger flag directly hung across my driveway.
So my 9-year-old daughter can look at it every morning.
From her
She-
bed.
On their property?
she wakes up.
Yeah.
Yes,
On their
property.
property facing your
Yes,
driveway.
on their property, yes.
They also had a middle finger thing, smaller sign.
Endless Facebooks, can't posts about me, I'm a slug, my wife's a bimbo. It's It's been relentless.
I
understand,
start
I
to,
just, I
sorry.
understand that the select board is limited, so what it can do to address issues around free speech. But researching the case law, I see that there is plenty of room for the select board to step in when stuff is directed personally and is clearly designed to do the kind of damage it's been doing. If this town does not step up in some capacity to address this issue, I think you can see where this is going, where this is headed. And I think anybody who's in the know on this and who's met the woman who is the primary instigator, although her family is now completely entangled into it,
Her husband
will
has,
validate that she is a dangerous energy and is not just threatening my family, but is costing this town and the county a lot of money with nothing to back it up.
Would you be willing to share some of your case law research, just so I can get up to speed on precedents that's been set on that sort of thing?
I'm happy to send stuff along, but I would really ask that the select board go to someone who understands this, and can really give you guys a credible conversation that I can't give you on those particulars.
Sure.
she also put up these noise regulators. They're solar powered, so when you go to, she doesn't like us walking our dogs past her home even, so she put up like half a dozen of these like things, so when you pass by, it makes a very high pitched buzzing sound that's supposed to, hurt animals. So those are all directed, in our walking path, so that, and I just personally, I get sick to my stomach, I start feeling shaky every time I have to leave my home or come home. And I have to take out my phone as a form of protection, because I've had some really terrifying things happen and being chased, yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared.
We have to travel our road fully armed now too, which is a whole new reality that makes us feel like
Yeah, we're carrying a gun in our car because there's death threats coming from this family towards us, and it's like nothing, it doesn't make sense. So there's nothing we can really do to improve the situation on our part. I don't feel like there is, because it's just, just even now she almost hit us on our drive here, and then she gets out of her car and she's yelling and screaming, saying, "You don't pay for the road, you don't pay for the road." So I don't know what to do.
Yes, sir.
I can add to that. I met with Jonathan's wife a year ago. I met with the other party after that and heard, her side and the other side, and was texted some film from some of these cameras, and it was my hope that, and I might have reached out to the select board.
Yeah, we communicated when that happened.
We have gone back and
you
forth
and
with
I,
that.
Yep.
And it was my attempt was to see if I could get both parties together to see if we could somehow solve this, but she felt it wasn't possible at the time. I know I didn't get a chance to speak with Jonathan, but she came and with her daughter, and we had a very nice conversation about what she was feeling, what was happening, and then I met with the other party. And to no avail, I was trying to get the two together, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. And obviously it is now ramped up again to another level.
Sure. What has been the advice of the sheriff's department, or what is their threshold, or I'm just trying to.
Chris was arraigned for harassment based on one incident that happened a few months ago. He is pled not guilty, and that case will continue on, I believe, in November.
Is this the one where he's following you down the road and the dog bit him?
Yes.
Alright. I just happened to be scrolling through YouTube's shorts, and that one popped up, and I was like, I know these people. And I saw
We did not
actually.
post that also.
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me if you
It's
did.
the only time my dog has ever had any interaction with him, his
Okay.
family, his livestock.
Yep.
And the dog was fully leashed and we were walking away, as the video showed.
Yeah.
So the sheriff's office, I mean, first they would tell us we have to film everything, which puts us behind the curve. Every time we go out, I have to wear a camera when I go out hiking or biking. Have to install cameras in the vehicles. So we have to film every piece of our life now, and then constantly have to call, because if we don't report it, even these trivial things, then we have nothing now to substantiate stuff, because we know that she was busy. I mean, she's going to our neighbors and telling them that I trespass on all their property and I steal their culverts and all this crazy shit and everything else. So, you know, she's a master of what she's doing, and if you guys have credibility questions about me in any way, shape, or form, I think there are plenty of people in this room right now who can testify as to what this woman has brought. And I think if you talk to the sheriff's department, they can verify just how many phone calls they have gotten, how many times they had to come out, how many times my life has been interrupted by a sheriff pulling up in my driveway, how many times I've got child protection services coming to my house to question me and my daughter and my wife. It's not something that is sustainable. It is, the tension is so fucking high right now. And if someone doesn't, everybody's is kind of passing the buck because there are limitations. I understand that. I understand that a coordinated campaign by a town where the leadership steps in and publicizes this and then addresses it and calls for it to be addressed in new creative ways. I don't know what those ways are yet either, but it's an opportunity for the town to step in on this early, because you're probably going to see a lot more of this. So you probably are seeing a lot more of this kind of like tension and anger, you know, and you know.
If you have anything you can share, if there's anything you can share with us, I'd appreciate that.
She can get involved. Code enforcement.
I feel like we should at least reach out and find out like what are, like, you know, yes, there's freedom of speech, but if it's something obscene that's affecting children, like what, you know, what exactly, you know, where does, you know, freedom of speech turn into a harassment? And, you know, we'll find out.
Yep, we'll
Find
reach
out through
out
them.
to legal.
And we have packets of information, of records of everything from photos to reports to Facebook posts to text message exchanges to videos. You know, I mean, this much stuff, you know, but so much of it unfortunately is like, you know, after it's all said and done, it's a he said, she said, you know, and so much of that, and so much of it comes down to this gray area of what is legal and what is not legal, and what people can, how they can interact with each other and what they can do as far as, you know, so I know it's a lot to sift through to find out where you can put some pressure. But I would say that you know, we're not coming to you with we try to deal with this, like I said, for 4 or 5 years, incrementally in different ways. So we need some help before this turns really.
I would assume all the stuff you have the sheriff department has seen or had or been reported
Has
to.
been given to the sheriff's office, yes. Given to the DA last week. Face-to-face with the district attorney, and find out what they can do as well. But I think this town needs to now step up and play a role in this, because we don't have any play that's a turn right now, you know, to bring some pressure to this.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think most of us are here because we want to be left alone. We want to live the way we want to live. So, can't make any promises of what we're going to find, but we're going to look in and see what we can do to help you guys out.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. You guys have any other questions for Mr. Levitt?
No.
Marion, did you have did you have your hand up?
I did.
Okay.
I talked to you on Messenger a while back.
Just a reminder that next week, I gave some stuff to Norman, she put it up, I see that there's a sign on the door. That we're sponsoring an event next week at the farm, Thursday evening, 6:30 to 8, to talk about community solar options for residents. I know that one of the impetuses behind this is a cooperative that can provide discounts to residents on their electric bills. You become a member of the cooperative, and that qualifies low-income households with a 20% discount, and then CMP, the cooperative, actually takes care of the electric bill, assigns the discount and all that stuff, and then all that information will be available if you come to next Thursday night at the farm. Also, there's an opportunity if there's individuals who have property that doesn't have livestock or has small livestock. The solar projects are potential of lease income for 20 years for putting up solar panels that become part of service to the residents wherever they are. The goal of this cooperative in terms of doing solar projects is to provide the solar service to the residents on the road that has the panels. It's not to go out of state, and it's all done on a single phase line instead of that you have to have the big one, like the big one in Leeds or in some of the other big ones, they require a super hookup, whereas the whole goal of this cooperative is to do it on basic, like Black Mountain Road or Reading or even, any others that has a electric line and that's single phase. They can hook up to that. There's one that's now over in Harrison that we did some tree planting there the other day, and it's on York Road. If anybody's interested, can look up the cooperative. I've been part of the cooperative since it started almost 2 years ago. And so I really encourage anybody, if you think of people who don't have a lot of income and we're all worrying about where our taxes are gonna go, where they are going, and the opportunity this has to potentially decrease some of our responsibilities around electricity, which is one of the major things we have to pay for. So, and if you have other questions, there'll be somebody there to help answer. And if you know of people who might be interested, let them know.
Do you have an up-to-date copy of the solar ordinance that might be helpful for whoever's gonna be there?
I don't
As
have
far
any
as-
updated, I mean, they have the current one.
Yep, yeah.
And they, when we first talked about doing it at our place, but at my farm is too small to do it.
Yep.
But they thought, they worked with the Harrison solar ordinance and with Otisfield, and they thought, they did look at our solar ordinance and thought they could work.
Ours is pretty much Otis Field's
Safe,
for the
yeah.
most part. There's a,
Yeah,
there's a
they
few.
did make some changes to theirs,
Yep.
but it was all cooperatively done,
Yeah.
and they thought they could easily work with this.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
Thank you. Alright, anything else for open?
Questions?
Well, he's on here, I was just gonna name him.
Okay, so my DOT guy, Tim Susi, says they'll take care of the signs with a request from the town. So if
Okay.
the town says, we need those 2 signs removed, now I think we can either have them removed or have them changed to 15, either way.
Okay.
But once the town submits a request to do that, we can get those signs out of there. 45 and 40 is way too fast in that area. And then
Do we have that contact information? Is Tim Susi?
Tim Susi, DOT, yeah. I'll give it to Kristen. And, yeah, we're dividing up our duties today. Well, she's over at the school board and I'm here. So concerning the signs, by the way, the beacons, the new beacons, DOT doesn't have to prove anything we put out there. Now, we know a guy down in Georgia who does beacons for a little less than the state will do them. If we could get a crowbar in the RSU 10 budget to release probably anywhere from 8,000 to 9,000 for those 2 signs.
Give him 42 million.
I know, right?
And they had a
So-
$1.2 million
And it would be helpful in the time being that somebody applies a little pressure to have those crosswalk signs put out in the road. And on the crosswalk, you got a staff member that does a great job in the crosswalk without those signs. You don't need them there. They should be out on the road. And one final thing, I did go to the county commissioner meeting where they talked about the RSO opening for RSU 10. And currently they cannot advertise it because the person in that job has not formally submitted a letter of resignation. He has turned in all his police stuff, his computer, firearm stuff, but they're waiting for his resignation so they can post that. So maybe we'll know a little bit more about that tonight.
Why does he have to resign? Didn't they tell him they couldn't come back?
No answers on that.
Yeah, it's very
If I was him, I
lose-lose.
wouldn't send a letter of resignation either.
Which means they can get rid of you.
Yeah, there's some issues there. Perhaps we'll know more after tonight from the school board meeting. So I have to hit and run. I've got a training over at West Paris Fire Training, so I gotta go now.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Mike.
I will text that information and hopefully we can get those signs taken care of and then get some new beacons up. All right, thank you, folks.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you,
What
Mike.
do we do, buddy?
Anyone else?
Gail, do you have something?
Nope.
Nope. You don't?
She just wanted to come.
Just wanted to see us.
Company tonight.
Wow.
She missed us.
We have fudge in the fridge.
Alright, RSU 10 report. Mrs. Chapman sent in a update. She's attending, she being Kristen Chapman, is attending a board meeting tonight as the normal schedule was changed due to the holiday yesterday. Mrs. Chapman has informed us that the SRO/safety officer position will be discussed and voted on tonight. So, there we go. What's next? I lost my place. Apologize. Oh, planning board report, submitted by Mr. Interbartolo. Mr. Interbartolo says, last week the planning board meeting was canceled due to lack of members able to attend. Working on adding an additional October meeting on 10/28. Okay. Thank you, planning board. Fire department report submitted by Mr. Daly, but we didn't get it. Okay. Mr. Corson, please.
I know for sure that they.
Please tell me it has something.
Go ahead. I think I got a report.
I said,
You got a report there for me.
it says NA.
Yeah, ain't much going on right now. I've been, putting all my time in on the Bonnie Road. It's about right there. I'm ready for paving end of the month, I hope. I will be out doing some more patching here before the winter comes, and, we're gonna be doing more grading. We'll do one more round of grading on all the roads. And that's about it.
Do you have any idea when the next road committee meeting will be?
Next road committee meeting.
We didn't have anything to talk about. We didn't do anything.
Right,
about the roads
I
this year.
figured we would call one once the paving was completed, but.
Yeah.
Somebody called today and they were looking for some kind of roads plan on the website and wanted to know how come we didn't have a plan for the roads and when the next committee meeting was, and it's like, I don't have any of that information, I'm sorry, but I will mention it at the next meeting.
Right.
We do have a road plan out there. It's not on the website nowhere.
No, it's not really in a format that's.
Easily.
Easily,
for the-
yeah.
I mean, we can, if we all.
But I don't know that
we
anybody
can,
knows,
like, if we could probably compile it into something that we could put on the website, but that
Yeah,
spreadsheet's
if
not.
we had the information from your former meetings, maybe I could put something
Eugene,
together.
is your-
It's like an Excel spreadsheet. It
The
just
rest
says
of your
what we're
season
doing
pretty
with each
filled
road,
up?
but-
That's what they want, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, but it's just not like.
We may,
Are they looking for a
Make
plan
this
or
not bid on
user-friendly.
something.
2026?
Exactly.
What's that?
Yes.
Might get you
Well,
to bid
this
on
means
something.
further than
Oh.
that, so like, I mean, 2026, we kinda already know what we're doing, I
Right.
guess, right? Like, we've talked about it in
Yeah.
previous meetings.
Mm.
But there is an Excel spreadsheet that lists all the roads in Sumner and what the plan for them is in the future.
In the order
But
that
it
we plan
doesn't-
on doing them.
Right, but it doesn't mean
that if it's the third down, it's 3 years from now, or you know what I mean? Like, there's no
No
timeline attached.
interpolation there.
Yeah.
There's no timeline attached.
Okay.
Yeah, we're starting with what we felt was the worst first, and the only reason Bonnie and the paving got bumped up was because of the ability to save money from grinding, etc.
In the complaints trying to plow it.
Yeah,
It's starting to
so
get-
those things, those reasons given to the roads committee was the reason that they voted to have Bonnie Road get ground and Gammon and save that money and move that stuff up the line versus we'd still be just box cutting that parts of that road right now and probably box cutting some of Gammon Road and whatever rather than the way that we did it, so.
And I did just want to state out too how important our grader is to the town. They, to grade Bonnie Road, they want $30,000 to grade it. That's $10,000 a mile. So this is why I use my grader very good. I don't want to go on River Road, I don't want to do Damon Road. I don't want to stay at the grade route because it's very important. If we had to have somebody come in and do our roads, it would be real costly.
So the plan is to call a roads committee meeting once we actually have Bonnie Road paved and that project's kind of done. And we got the nails in the coffin on that one, so to say.
Yeah, but all summer, that's kind of been the focus, so.
Yeah, I mean, the plan is get that done, and then next year's, is kinda already laid out, where we're gonna top coat Bonnie Road and then put a base coat down on Gammon, so the next two seasons of work, I mean, we're just wrapping this one up, but next year's season's pretty much planned out already, so. And then after that, I don't know, we'd have to probably regroup and see what's actually the worst road at that point, you know. Take a
Probably
pick.
Labrador Pond Road.
Or Field Hill, yeah.
Yeah,
one or two.
one or the other.
That would be my opinion, I'm not saying that's our Pond Road.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Quite a bit shorter.
that, I mean, that brings us into what, 27, 28 fiscal year,
Yeah.
so I mean, past that, I don't know, we don't wanna look that far down the road, to be honest.
Yeah, because you just don't know what's gonna happen with the roads between now and then.
Yeah, I mean, we could have another December 18th and we're putting all the money into Fields Hill
Yeah.
or some other road, we don't
That
know.
wash out, yeah.
So they are gonna pay at the end of October?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
that's on the plans right now.
Okay.
Not saying any
Fair enough,
days.
so-
Yeah, we're not telling people
We're not saying any
dates.
scheduled days,
Yeah.
We don't want people to be upset if they.
I saw them know the date, but I don't want to put them out there.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
Alright, thank you very much.
So
you
you
gonna-
travel the road every day. Is there anything you can see that needs to be done?
Not
You
right off
probably
the top
travel
of
it just as much as anybody
my head. Oh,
does.
yeah, been around there 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. So basically what I've gotta do, I've just gotta go flatten the road out a little bit and get it fine graded, rolled, and it'll be ready for paving.
Okay,
Yeah. and
so
I'll
we're
do
gonna
that.
do that with our own grader and stuff?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, we're not paying
absolutely. I ain't gonna pay
$30,000.
$30,000 for that.
Yeah.
job.
What's it cost us, what's it cost the town, or what's the impact to your budget for using our grader as opposed to, like, do you know how much it costs for fuel and time?
I've got it all broke down, yeah.
Well, yeah,
It's what,
so
20, what's Wes, 25 an hour?
25 an hour
Yeah.
Plus fuel.
plus fuel.
Okay.
That's what it costs us, so a lot less.
So let's say it's $2,000 total.
It wouldn't
a
even be
little
that,
bit
I
less.
don't think.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
but we did
Okay.
just put $20,000 in a motor too,
Yeah.
so.
Into the grader, yeah.
Yeah, great,
Yeah.
so.
Still
It
ahead
all
of the
costs
game.
money, but it's
Still
not
ahead of
the
the game.
$10,000 a mile that they want.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Alright, ACO report, Mr. Holmes?
Nothing.
He didn't say anything, okay. Nothing heard, moving forward. Alright, forms, reports, correspondence.
I do have 2 abatements and a supplement to be signed.
Okay.
One of the abatements is because a veteran's exemption was not put on that should have been. The other one is because of when a piece of property is split, the assessors put everything in the new person's name and not the split.
Okay.
So the supplement's not really a supplement, it's like the split that should have stayed with the owner.
So there's 2 to sign here?
3.
These are the,
Two
these are the veterans exemptions?
No, 1 veterans, and then the other 2 are what was abated for having too much on there, and then this is the supplement that is left.
this one just recently split and it didn't get adjusted?
Yeah, so it was they keep on 137 acres with no building.
Yep.
And instead of splitting it, they just assessed the whole property. The reason they did it that way is because when the deed was written, it doesn't say a portion of, it referenced the previous deed, and so he.
Oh, it's interesting because I drove by the end of one of the entrances to this property today and noticed somebody was cutting some trees to reopen the gate. Anticipated building notification.
Maybe next year.
Sean, you're gonna work on down by the Shoemaker Farm there next summer,
Doing what?
fixing the sides of it so.
Oh, we'll play this year.
Oh, we're gonna try to do it this year
Yeah.
before,
He's been holding off on things just to make sure that he doesn't go over on Bonnie.
Watching my budget.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as Bonnie's paid, then
Yeah.
run around trying
Well,
to.
that's what I meant down there, by the farm there, we're building wood and.
Yeah, actually paid it, then we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring some in,
Maybe
Right, right.
we'll fix her up.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a lot of rent water there anyways.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, after it's paid, we'll see if we can get down there.
Do we have, doesn't the town have a break away? No, we don't, this is not town.
But don't they have a right of way because they own property?
No, well, that's not what it's.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, all signed?
Yep.
Alright. New business. The 2025-2026 tax bills have gone out. Yay. If you have any questions or need to reprint, please contact the town office. A draft of the 2023-2024 audit has been reviewed by the select board. Any old business? Any old business? Upcoming events? Alright. Notices. The Board of Appeals has 2 openings. The Planning Board has 1 opening for a regular member and 1 opening for an alternate. And if anyone is interested in joining the Comprehensive Plan Committee, all are still going to be accepted. We are waiting for information back for AvCog, how we're gonna continue, how we're gonna carry forward, and then have our first meeting. Alright, that's all I have.
One thing I'd like to add is just that dog licensing starts tomorrow. And to thank you to you, somebody called and, her husband had fallen and broken his hip and she didn't have any way to get her trash to the dump. We called Jeff and he was nice enough to come take it.
Just doing dump rods?
Sweet,
49
Stop.
Break your hip first.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna start doing that on Wednesday again.
All right.
Yes, I broke my hip again.
You better walk with a limp. Ms. Wallingford, do you have a question?
I was just wondering, Norma, do you know, is there going to be a rabies clinic here like there was last year?
It will be January 31st. I do not know the cost yet, whether it's the same as last year, but they did confirm that the 31st of January, so.
Nice, thank you.
Perfect, it's right before they start
Say
charging.
Yeah.
February is when the late fees come.
February 1st is the late.
Thank you.
So before we wrap things up, do we need to come to some sort of consensus about calling the DOT to put in a formal request from the town selectmen? Maybe we could write up something and I'll sign it,
Okay, sure.
with the signage.
Yeah.
What about,
Can we do one for the school board?
Yeah.
So that we can send one to our superintendent to get the, what do we need?
the flashing light?
$7,000 and 9,000, get it done.
9,000.
That's a place out of Georgia? Okay.
What is the thought about whether or not those signs are moved or replaced with
15.
15 mile an hour
Yeah.
signs?
Yes,
So removed and replaced?
yeah, so one will be a request to the school board to pay and get new flashing
Yeah.
lights. That'll be one request. The second is to send a notification to the DOT and ask them to remove the 45 mile an hour if you're heading, what is that, eastbound on 219. there is a 45 mile an hour speed limit sign kind of like directly across from the school's driveway, the entrance. And then on the other side of that, almost directly across from that 45, if you're heading westbound on 219, there's a sign that's indicating there's a curve ahead and to slow your speed to 40 miles an hour.
And that's before the entrance.
That's before
Yeah.
the entrance.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, what I mean, we can discuss what we want to have DOT, or does the DOT take, like, look at how far everything is, what's there, the congestion, and figure out what the speed limit should be, or should we just flatly request that they?
There should be a
Bring it.
15 mile an hour school zone sign, in my opinion, because there's a school there.
Well, won't that be with the flashing lights though anyway?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
my.
So maybe just remove them.
Right,
Yeah.
or just remove the 45 signs, maybe.
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, remove those for now and then
Ryan,
get the flashing lights that
I
have
put
the
it at
actual.
15. Why would it not, if it is, if you don't have anything that officially says this is a school zone, although you can see a school, it should say 15.
There is a new
There-
school zone sign, it's about the size of a Post-it note, and it's on the right-hand side.
So that 45 mile an hour sign right there is in between the two 15.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it should just be removed.
Just remove it, I think, is the
Let's
best.
just, let's start there.
Can we just take a screwdriver and
We
some,
could, it's technically state property, so it's state state property.
Oh.
You can't
Is there
even
any
legally
reason
scratch
you
your
use- you
inspection
use the
sticker
use
off
the
your
date?
truck legally, because that's state property.
oh, I see, okay.
I've never heard of anybody doing that. But it is state property.
I understand.
Don't have rules you can't enforce.
So we're just gonna ask them for them.
Yeah, I think that seems reasonable.
And the 40 mile an hour sign as well.
So if we can, yeah, if we can get those down, and then we can leverage the school department to just pony up to get this done a year in advance off of the poorly funded state program to get the actual flashing lights. Seems reasonable.
They did
to me.
say that there was a $1.2 million surplus.
RSU,
Oh, yeah.
well.
Yeah.
That was a long meeting to sit through. That was a super long meeting.
What we
You were there.
30 grand?
Yes, I was.
Oh well.
Alright, anything else? Alright, if there's no further business, I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Alright, motion made and seconded to adjourn. We will adjourn at 6:38 on October 14th, 2025.